and I thank you so much for taking some time out of your evening to spend with me. I appreciate you so very much. Welcome to all the new subscribers. It's my sincere hope that here you are met by a loving and supportive community. And to all the returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining me. The Narc's DNA is stuck on Raggedy. Listen, that raggedy, dusty, no good behind never, ever changes. They didn't change to save the relationship with you, their children, siblings, trust, and believe. They will not now or any time in the future change for the new supply. You can take that to the bank. That raggedy, dusty behind simply will not change for anyone or anything. Just because the Narc may be acting different with the new supply, it does not mean that they changed. That dusty behind is acting. They will play a different role, wear a different hat to get what they want. Nothing more, nothing less. The Narc's DNA is simply stuck on Raggedy, and this mutation cannot evolve. It is stuck on plain old Raggedy, and nothing that you or the new supply will ever do will bring forth any amount of evolution. It's a demonic mutation. And if you hang around like a cancer, it will spread and infect you and leave its ugly marks on you. Many times victims or targets of the narcissist will wonder, is the narcissist happier with the new supply? They look so much happier. Why is the narcissist doing the things that I wanted to do with the new supply? Please do not believe everything that you see and hear about the narcissist and the new supply. It is simply not true. It is all an illusion. One thing that happiness and love have in common is they're an inside job. A person has to first love themselves before they can have genuine love for another person. You simply cannot give what you do not have, and you cannot understand what you don't know. The narcissist does not know love. You cannot expect an overflow from an empty vessel. And it's the same way when it comes to happiness. You see, those emotions, they're foreign to the narcissist. They fake them, and they are successful when it comes to fooling the new supply. We were once in that position. We just happen to be awake. We are no longer asleep, like the new supply may or may not be at this point. The new supply is never treated better. I know that it may seem it may seem very bold of me to say this, but for those of you who are in the back, what I said was that at no point ever is the new supply treated better. It just doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. Just like the narcissist lied to you from day one, they did the exact same thing to the new supply, telling those raggedy lies with their Pinocchio wannabe selves. Narcissists, as we know, do not change. And so why do you think that they would suddenly undergo such a drastic transformation for the new supply? The new supply, no matter how deep asleep they are and will remain, are about to be hurt. No matter how happy they look and how in love they appear to be, that raggedy, dusty behind narcissist is most definitely not only going to destroy their heart, but the narcissist will crush their soul, and you can bank on it. It's in their DNA. Listen, we know that the narcissist shell is filled with sewer water, just yuck. And that smells like disappointment, regret, loss of passion, and nightmares coming alive. We know this because collectively, when we drank the Narc's Kool-Aid, that's how we felt. The new supply is not happy. Narcissistic abuse follows a set cycle. Love bomb, devalue, discard, repeat. Looks, money, status, influence, great D, awesome, diamond sauce-filled cat. Nothing will ever keep the narcissist satisfied at all. Even when you see them skipping off into the sunset, please believe that night will fall and the nightmare will begin. The narcissist's DNA is simply stuck on Raggedy. When the discard happens, it's usually a very traumatic event, and the narcissist is effective at eroding their target's self-esteem, and targets will tend to feel like maybe there's something wrong with me. No, there was nothing wrong with you. Don't believe that the new supply is being treated better. Remember, it's a demonic mutation, and they will repeat what they know. How can I be so sure, you may be wondering? Well, firstly, all these communities say the same thing. Everybody's experience that really talks about it is saying the same thing. But I want to add my 2 cents to this. Because you see, the new supply, she called me. Initially, I didn't want to take the call, but I decided to. And guess what? That Raggedy behind is up to his old ways, his forever ways. You know, long ago when I was still hurt by the discard, I had a conversation with myself, right? And I planned on what I would say to her the day that I got a chance to. But when I finally was talking to her, all I felt was pain, sadness. I heard her confusion, saying, do I stay? Do I go? I felt her trying to think of ways she could get him to love her like he once did, but I knew it was never love. She talked about the narcissist acting depressed because he missed our children, yet he never shows up for the baby that they have, and he lives with them. I felt her desperation for answers on how she could make things better, but she can't. The narcissist is who he is. His DNA is stuck on Raggedy. You know, I shared this with you before, that the narcissist actually was choking me one night, and it was my children that called the police, and that's what saved me. And she actually shared with me how he was physically abusive towards her while she was pregnant, and apparently was severe enough to cause concern about the baby's well-being. And you know, when somebody is abusive, it doesn't get better with time. We know that narcissistic abuse really is emotional abuse. It's abuse at the end of the day, and it's a silent abuse, because with emotional abuse, people may not be able to see the scars, but they're there on hearts. They're there entrenched in the minds of the targets. And so again, abusers do not get better with time. They get worse. I know that she didn't say everything that she would have wanted to share, but I also know that there were more violent episodes. If the ex-narc was physically abusive while she was pregnant, there is no limit to what he can do. Narcissists are compulsive liars. They're compulsive cheaters. They're pathologically jealous, envious. It's part of their DNA. They will always disappoint the new supply. As they age, the narcissist becomes more bitter, hateful, envious, desperate. And you know, you have to realize that the sewer water that they are filled with ferments over time, and that causes them to become more vile and more venomous. The narcissist will always disappoint the new supply. Their DNA is stuck on Raggedy after all.